Hold on to your hats, folks, because this movie explodes onto the scene with Yamaguchi Kumo, aka Yanami, stopping a model hijacking. This math teacher, yes, math teacher, is returning from a school trip when bam! Criminals. But Yanami, she's faster than a speeding bullet, more agile than a ninja, and she disarms those goons with the grace of a ballerina and the power of a freight train. The police are left speechless as the criminals practically apologize their way off the plane. Turns out, this unassuming teacher is a force of nature. Suddenly, Yanami is a local legend, news crews swarming, everyone singing her praises. Then, get this, the Yakuza Edo family, a seriously powerful clan, wants her as their leader. She politely declines, of course. Turns out, Yanami's got a secret, she was raised by her grandpa, a Yakuza bigwig. And the story? It's just getting started. 7 years she's been wrangling those little mathematical monsters. A math teacher, she is. And after that plain heroism, the teacher's lounge is buzzing. But hold on, Principal Goro swoops in, all serious-faced, whispering warnings about her, colorful past. Then, bam, new student teacher, Odiju, walks in, and Yanami's jaw drops. It's one of her former students from Kiran High. He's following in her footsteps, kinda. Turns out, he's still figuring things out. And now, get this, Yanami's introducing him to 3D, the class that makes the Tasmanian Devils look like choir boys. We're talking skipping, disrespecting, and full-on fisticuffs. Prepare for chaos. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is classroom chaos on a whole new level. Yanami's prepping for battle, a classroom battle, that is, and Yu's along for the wild ride. The kids are, shall we say, uninspired? A flying tennis ball, Yanami deflects it like a pro, then bam, she's got their attention. Introducing Yu, her assistant? Yeah, that went over like a lead balloon. Frustration city for Yanami. Meanwhile, 5 former students are rooftop spies, totally baffled by Yu's sudden teacherly ambitions. Then, gasp, a possible romance brewing? They spill the tea to their buddies, only to find Yanami and Yu at the same food stall. The plot thickens. Whoa, hold on to your hats, folks. Yanami's finally getting close to a guy, can you believe it? She's practically sparking, ready to rumble, but Smooth Yu swoops in to save the day. Then it's all laughs and ramen as they reminisce. Apparently, her former students bet she'd never make it as a teacher. Hilarious. But the giggles end fast. Class 3D's under siege by the Black Skull motorcycle gang. Enter the brave Ratakuji, who single-handedly sends those punks packing. Later, it's drinks at Yanami's with the Edos. Yanami's knocked out cold after a few too many, leaving Yu and Tetsu to chat. Yu admits Yanami's a handful, understatement, but confesses her lessons have completely inspired him to become a teacher. Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get wild. Yanami, our girl, bumps into her former students, Kader and Huga, at a campaign rally. And who's the candidate? Kier Kanero, a tech titan running for office. Yanami is smitten, she sees her old flame in Kanero, and bam! She makes a beeline for the stage, a total fangirl frenzy. Kader and Huga, they're doing damage control, pulling a very enthusiastic Yanami from the crowd. Meanwhile, back at Ado High, the Black Skull motorcycle gang rolls in, looking for payback. Chaos reigns as students flock to watch. Poor Vice Principal Goro's a nervous wreck, frantically calling the cops. But lucky break, the gang takes off before things get ugly. Later, Goro's having a serious chat with Takas, Suji, and their buddies. They're in big trouble. Hold on to your helmets, folks, because this is a wild ride. Takas Suji's buddies, tangled up with a motorcycle gang, the Black Skulls, no less. Claim they were just nightly rescuers, saving classmate from the gang's bullying. Goro, he's buying absolutely nothing. Enter Yanami, the teacher with a spine of titanium, defending her students tooth and nail. Even Goro's grumpy skepticism melts a little, but not enough to stop him throwing a quit teaching ultimatum her way. Yanami, she's unflappable, unbreakable. She's got her students' backs, job be damned. Takas Suji and his pals? Joe dropped, utterly amazed by her fierce loyalty. But Goro's warning echoes in Suji's mind. He's not about to drag his friends down, or feel indebted. So, what does he do? He charges, solo, into the Black Skull's lair. A one-man army. And just as Yanami and Yu stroll into class, bam! She discovers Suji's on a suicide mission. Whoa! Class dismissed. Seriously, you guys let your buddy get kidnapped? Sheesh. At the Black Skull Gang's hideout, talk about a field trip gone wrong. Taka's Suji, brave but maybe a little too brave, confronts the goons, single-handedly. They laugh, until boom. An explosion, walls crumble, and enter Yanami, a whirlwind of furious fists and flying feet. She's a one-woman army, disarming bad guys faster than you can say, karate chop. Then Yu bursts in, a human wrecking ball of righteous fury. They're outnumbered, but not outfought. The gang? They're outer there, tails between their legs. Taka's Suji's friends arrive, finding him a little worse for wear, but safe. Yanami, the ultimate badass, disappears as quickly as she arrived, leaving everyone buzzing. Wow! Yanami wakes up to a totally unexpected burst of sunshine, a sweet greeting from a 3D student. Suddenly, she's imagining a classroom of perfectly behaved angels, all hanging on her every word. Bliss. But bam, reality check. Takasugi yanks her back to earth, reminding her of a super important meeting. Then, whoa Nelly, two cops stroll in with a bombshell. Kazama Ren, a former student, is mixed up in a drug bust. The teachers are stunned, but the cops lay it all out. Ren was caught red-handed at a suspected drug warehouse. Yanami, his old homeroom teacher, is reeling, and she's determined to get to the bottom of this crazy situation. Whoa, Nelly, this news is a total bombshell. She thinks something's fishy, something way fishy, and she's on a mission to uncover the truth behind Ren's mysterious disappearance. Yanami hits the city streets, like a detective on a caffeine high, searching for Ren. And guess what? She bumps into some old pals, former students who were thick as thieves with Ren. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? They fan out, combing every Ren hangout in town, hoping to crack the case. Later that day, Yu, totally by chance, stumbles on Ren, sound asleep in a classroom. It's like a sitcom scene. He rouses Ren, talks him into facing the music, and before you know it, Yanami and the search party burst in. Relief washes over Yanami, but Ren's a bundle of nerves, spilling his guts about not wanting to burden her with his woes. Poor guy feels like he's let her down. But Yanami, she's got him covered, reassuring him that they're all in this together. Whoa, Rena's been tricked into a package delivery service, sounds legit, right? Except these packages were less, Amazon Prime, and more, highly illegal. Poor guy was just trying to help his little sis. But some shady characters twisted his arm, literally. Yanami, our awesomely resourceful heroine, steps in, offering refuge. She's got a place, though, let's just say her background is slightly less than sunshine and rainbows. Then bam! Turns out the respected politician, Kintaro, Yanami's idol, is pulling the strings. Betrayal. Run, hearing all this, jumps in head first, ready for a showdown. Operation Confront Kintaro is a go. Campaign speech? More like a confession speech. Yanami is about to unleash hell. Ren's about to rumble with Kanero, but she's freaking out. She frantically calls out Yamado, who's chilling with Ran, completely oblivious to the impending doom. Yamado ignores her warnings, the snoop. Panicked, Yanami's gotta intervene, but bam! Yu swoops in on his motorcycle, ready to whisk her off to Kanera's lair. Kanera's office? Total mayhem. A live campaign events brewing, broadcast nationally, the ultimate power play. Yanami and Yu go undercover, blending in with the crazy crowd, hunting for Ran and Yamado. Suddenly, Yanami bumps into Tsuchiya Hikaru, a former student, now a camera woman. A quick catch-up, and they're back on the case, unaware they're now starring in their own news report, thanks to some eagle-eyed journalists. Back at Ado High. Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get wild. Our heroes, Yanami and Yu, burst onto the scene, literally. They stumble upon Karo's secret stash, a veritable drug emporium. Yam and the crew are already poking around the evidence, when bam! Ren smashes a statue, revealing a hidden cache of illicit goodies. Suddenly, Karo's goons jump out, guns blazing. But Yanami, that stealth ninja, pounces, taking down the baddies faster than you can say, narcotics bust. Meanwhile, Karo's slick campaign continues on national TV, the irony is delicious. Yanami's fury boils over. She's not letting this creep get away, so she makes a daring move, leaving Yu to babysit the others and heads straight for the stage. In a moment of pure awesome, she crashes Karo's speech, leaving the audience speechless, jaws agape, total pandemonium. Whoa, phones are out, folks, because things are about to get wild. Our heroine, Yanami, just dropped a bombshell, Kintaro, the mastermind behind a huge drug ring. The giant screen above, boom, Kintara's stash location is splashed across it. Panic. People are fleeing like rats from a sinking ship. Kintara's henchman, they're after Yanami, but Yu, the loyal badass, steps in, taking blows left and right to protect her. Reinforcements arrive, Yanami's former students, but she's got this. She's a one-woman army, taking down henchmen one by one. It all comes down to Yanami and Kintaro. Gun pointed, outside, the tension is thick. Even more students are running in to help, but will they make it on time? Yanami tries a last-ditch effort, pleading with Kintaro. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is one wild ride. Kintara's in trouble, big trouble, and Yanami, our compassionate heroine, is right there beside him. Her empathy moves even the toughest students. Suddenly, bam, police arrive, guns blazing. Yanami bravely pleads for Kintara's life, but alas, he's arrested. Through his tears, Kintaro praises Yanami's awesomeness, and Yanami, equally emotional, thanks her devoted students. Fast forward, Yanami bumps into former pupils, now successful pros, talk about teacher bragging rights. Then, the ultimate twist. She apologizes to the vice principal, expecting a scolding, but instead, gets a huge pat on the back. Turns out, exposing Kintara's misdeeds made Kado High School a total legend.